All right. Hey everyone, I am back for our weekly and team live training. I missed you guys last week. I was away. I was here. I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I'll be going away this week, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I wasn't able to do our live stream because I had a team meeting in the city. So a group of us, some fellow representatives, and I, some Avon sisters from other families, and I had gotten together for a meeting in the city over dinner, and it was one of those that I couldn't live stream, but it was a really great event. So shout out to the ladies who were able to make it, who came through and joined us. I know that you had breakthroughs, that you guys were ready to set goals, and we do have to do a check-in, just because I know sometimes we go to these things. There's a saying, you can't learn to ride a bike at a seminar. I know that there are a couple of things that you probably set goals for that you said, whoops, okay, that you said you were interested in doing. Are we okay here? Are we gonna have issues? No? Okay. My camera's like not happy. But so I'll be checking in with you guys hopefully this week to see how you're doing with continuing to track towards your goals. But yeah, it was a great event. It was actually a workshop that I did before, but it's always good to get a refresher. We had a coach come and speak with us, and share some ideas with us, and it was actually, a really good session. For me, the first time I took it, it was like a mindset shift. The second time I participated in it. Well, I liked it so much the first time that I decided to invite the speaker to speak with my team, because I said, you know what, guys, you guys have been going through stuff. You guys have been struggling with things. For those of you who are serious about your business and serious about finding success and growth for yourself, building a legacy for yourself and your family and for your future, this is where you want to be. So I felt so strongly about it. I asked him to come speak with us, and he was kind enough to. He's used to speaking with much larger groups than ours, but we had a great group come and turn out the people who are serious. So it was good to see. Sometimes for me it was kind of an eye-opener. I think my season this year has sort of been, you can't pull people, you can't push people, and we know this. We talk about it. We talk about, your goals and what goals are important to you. But for me it was sort of an eye-opener, because I was like, yeah, you know what, I've got my goals. I've got to move with my goals, and I've got people around me who are serious about their goals. I have to go with those people. These are the people that I need to work with. And it's sort of been what I've been seeing all for the last few months. It's something that I've been, learning for myself and struggling with, and, fighting back against. But this image came to mind, and I wanted to share it with you guys. It was, have you guys ever seen like a lion pack walking together? Lions, they stand on their four legs, they walk proud, they're strong, they're tall. Rarely ever do you see one lion dragging another, right? I mean, the mom will carry the bear cubs along, but once they reach a certain age where they could walk on their own, that doesn't happen anymore. And I said to myself, I like, this image came to my mind, and I was like, the saying, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. And I kind of had this epiphany, I guess. Sometime either the week before last week or this week, and I just thought to myself, this image of the lions, and lions walking strong and tall and proud, and like the mindset of the lion pack, how they roll together with such energy and strength. And the thought came to me, um first of all, the the lions don't drag each other. Lions walk together as a pack. The lion pack is strong because everyone is sort of walking and moving together. And I kind of just thought to myself, yeah, I want to be a part of, hashtag life goals, hashtag squad goals. Like, when you think about who you want your squad to be and who you want to be surrounded with and who you want to be reflected on who you are. If people are going to look at my friends and have that determine who I am, then I really have to start saying to myself, I've got to be a little bit more picky about my friends. And I shared that with someone, and it was sort of like one of the moments where I was like, I've been having this feeling that I really need to reconsider who I'm surrounding myself with. And the person I shared it with was like, yeah, duh. And I kind of had a moment where I was like, yeah, like, doesn't that sound horrible? And she was like, no, because your time is too valuable for that. your future, your energy, your time, your effort, all the things that you're expending on dragging people and waiting on people is just um, it's something that you can never get back. It's an investment that one of those things that once you spend it, it's gone. So last week I kind of had one of those moments. I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of the lion pack. I want to roll with the people who are walking on their own 4 feet, who are, they have a mindset to move forward, to push through obstacles, to persevere. I don't want to have, spend the rest of my life having, I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish that other people shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, I don't want to spend my whole entire life just trying, like, looking over my shoulder at what could have and should have been if the circumstances and situations were perfect. I want to surround myself with people who are moving forward despite all of that. And like even just saying it at first, I was like, and then I was just like, no, yeah. So sometimes you just got to give yourself permission to be stingy with your valuable goods. What's your time and your energy, your effort, your health, your state of being, your state of mind, your peace of mind. Those are things that like they are just you guys know the commercials. I think it was Capital One where they would it was an old commercial where they would list something where it would be something like a trip to Tokyo, the cab fare, the trinkets that you bought. And it would just list the prices. So, like a trip to Tokyo, $500. Trinkets at the airport, $200. The cab fare from the hotel to the airport, $25. Spending time with your family, priceless. That was the other thing that I thought about. I was just like, you know what? The time that I spend, the energy, the effort, the peace of mind, all of these priceless items, priceless. So, going to a place might cost me money. Doing a thing might cost me money. Investing in a business, a show, in products, in displays, in books for productivity, all of those things have a value to it. But my mindset, my health, my state of being, my time is priceless. So I felt like I wanted to share that with you guys tonight because I think if you're anything like me, you might be watching this and you might be afraid to take that leap. And I might have to come back and watch this video in a few months to kind of remind myself when I get back into my old state of mind. But I hope that I don't go that way. But I think like sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to, especially as women, we want to help everyone, whether or not everyone wants to be helped themselves, and we spend a lot of time worrying about what other people think. I was speaking with another rep, and we were having that conversation about when you first get started, and you're in your business or even in life. I know when I got started. In this business, I was very shy, but even just like as a person, as a human being, I I was shy because I cared so much about what other people think. I would walk into a place and I was practically paralyzed because of what I thought other people would think of me. When I asked a question, did I sound articulate? Was I speaking loud enough for them to understand? There were so many things that went through my mind. Anytime I went to speak to a person, if I stood up in class to say something, usually I didn't have a problem speaking out in class because I kind of knew the atmosphere. And as the school year went on, you got used to the people who you were surrounded with. But there are times where, you would have to get up and speak. And I would be worried about, what do my classmates think about what I'm saying or how I look or how I'm standing. I have really bad posture. And you guys will see me adjusting in the videos every once in a while. But, my hair, my makeup, my speech, whatever, every single little thing I would just dwell on for the longest time. And even after, I'm an introvert, so I have my moments where I can get up and I could speak and I could be that personable person that you guys normally see when we're on lives or at our business events. But on the inside, that person like will reflect for a week, like, why did you say that? Why did you sound like that when you said that? Why did you string those two words together like that? Why were you moving your hands so much? Why were you shaking your head like that? Why did you stand that way? Why did you turn your body that way? What was that person thinking? That person, they kind of turned away a little bit while you were speaking. Were they losing attention? Like, and I break down situations so much, but I found myself, I was thinking about this when I was talking with my friend. Uh, who's also a representative, and I was thinking about, I there are a lot of things, like I still do that, yes, but I do it a lot less, and sometimes I'll kind of get myself stuck in that loop where I'm sort of worrying about things, and now I can kind of take a step back and say, but what do you care? You're never going to see that person again. That person doesn't pay your bills. And I think we need to, like I said, give ourselves permission to take a step back, to not take a step back to analyze and beat our situations to death worrying about what other people think, but to take a step back out of the situation and sort of have an overall view, like, okay, first of all, yes, you may never see that person again. Second of all, even if you do, they don't pay your bills. Thirdly, if whatever, because if what you said or did is something that's going to get you closer to your goals, as long as you didn't hurt anybody, I'm not giving permission for people to be intentionally hurtful or now-minded or mean-spirited. I'm just saying in terms of, not letting people walk over you, or not getting so caught up in what people think about you that you're paralyzing yourself and immobilizing yourself. And I just think I've realized, and I appreciate other people sharing this because it's allowed me to see these things within myself and sort of break out of them. Watching other people, Molly Bibb, Milagros, Lisa Wilbur, people who have shared their story of the come up, what they've been through and where they've come from. Listening to stories of those people and hearing their perspective, sometimes it opens my eyes to catch something that I'm doing that I never noticed. So I wanted to share this with you guys because, like I said, I've been struggling with it for a few months. A lot of people have been telling me, like, no, Georgie, you're getting hung up. You're tripping over yourself for no reason. And I was just like, no, 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 I got this. And that was just where I was. But now I'm kind of just like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done tripping over all of that stuff. Um, I'll probably have moments of regression, but it's therapeutic to talk to through these things and talk about it and share. So, um, yes, wins for the week. Uh, so that was not my win for the week. I sort of kind of reversed it. I did our topic of discussion first, um, but I really wanted to talk about that. Sometimes I get distracted with the wins of the week, and I get off on a tangent. But I wanted to share that also before I punked out because, like I said, the struggle is real. But so wins for the week. This past weekend, I'm honestly like losing track of the weekends, and we're not even in holiday season yet. So, but this past weekend, I am celebrating couple of things in my personal life that I was able to accomplish. Some housekeeping, not like physical cleaning and housekeeping, but there's some business back office things that I needed to get into order. And I wanted to sort of, I don't know, I guess I'm in a clearing out phase or season, but there were some things that I need to clear up, organize, and clear out that I got done this weekend. And I know sometimes when we talk, we'll talk about sharing our wins for the week, and you guys will say, oh, I don't have any wins. And then as we get to talking, there are things that you've done and things that you've accomplished that you don't want to share because you feel like it wasn't a typical win. But let me tell you, when things are disorganized and when things are not where they should be and when your mind is in that mode where you're just kind of losing track of stuff and you're finally able to clear that stuff up, that's a win. So I was able to start getting some things moving, start getting some things organized, and I think it's great because it's in time for the holidays, so I could kind of take an inventory of what I have and what I can move and what I could do with what I have. There were some. I'm big, you guys know, because I shared our Los Cabos incentive tracking sheet. I'm huge on incentives. I well, yeah, I'm huge on incentives, but I'm also huge on um, spreadsheets and documents. So I track my customers, I track my customer orders, I track my team, my team growth. So I was able to do some tracking and recognition for my customers. I do recognition for my customers as well, as a thank you, and especially as we move towards Thanksgiving, I wanted to be able to do that because a lot of times Thanksgiving hits, and actually we're really just like 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. So I'm not so far ahead, but I wanted to show appreciation to my customers. So there are some things that I'm working on that I was able to get, for me, a jump start on because I'm usually like, oh, it's Black Friday. I need to do this, you know? But I was able to get a jump on that. Some recognition for my customers, some things that I wanted to send out to them to thank them for their business. And also for my teammates, I also do recognition for representatives with phenomenal first orders, representatives who are tracking for President's Club, who are hitting their sales goals, who are working on building their team. I do some recognition for them. So I was able to get a lot of that stuff out this weekend, which I was happy about because I was a little bit backlogged, which I'm not afraid to admit. So, shout out to my teammates, those of you who are working on increasing your sales and hitting your sales goals to track for President's Club. Those of you who are consistently not just building your business for yourself, but also looking to empower other men and women and help them to get started in their journey towards success. You guys know how I feel about that. I am super passionate about empowering women, especially, but just empowering others. And that too was a mental barrier that I had to work on when I first got started in this business. A lot, and I found that a lot of it was based on my own fears and my own insecurities. Like I felt, and probably in these live streams, you guys have seen the residual effects of that as I've grown through this process. But when I first got started, I was like, first of all, I was in my early 20s, um, if not 20. Yeah, I started at 17. So by the time leadership rolled around, that phase of my life, I was early 20s, like just getting into 20s. So I was in that mode where I was like, what am I supposed to tell adults? What can I share with them on growing and building a successful business, So had to overcome that, but it came through just doing it. So it's good to see other representatives who are also passionate about that, who are also working to empower and motivate and encourage other representatives. I was talking with a rep on my team this week, and I was saying, we're not contract signers. We don't just sign people up. We're mentors, we're coaches, we're guides. We're here to provide support for people who are getting started in their business. And at least for me, I know there are probably people who disagree, but for me, I look at getting started and helping other people to start as an opportunity to share with someone and mentor them. And yeah, there are times where you'll reach out and the people won't reciprocate, and maybe it's not the right time for them, and that's okay. It is their business, but for us to be there to support them and guide them through is, really important. So, um, again, just shout out to those ladies on my team who I know are sharing and working their business in that respect. What else? I think. Oh, and the huge elephant in the room when, literally elephant in the room, because I've got a suitcase like right here that's being packed as we speak. I paused to do our training for tonight, but so this week I'll be attending I don't even know what to call it, a mindset shift workshop. Um, you guys know I'm big on personal development, so I decided, me along with another representative, a third rep I know is going to take it, just not this event that we're going to this week, but follow my stream, my social media, because I will be sharing. But this is something completely outside of what I normally do. I've never done this before. I'm nervous and excited and anxious all at the same time, but I'll be going away to this conference. It's a non Avon conference, which is like my main business. So it's not a core Avon conference, but it's a personal development workshop. It's like 4 or 5 days of intense, like, reset. And I'm all for it. I don't know why, but I feel like I am at that point in my life where I just want to just go for it. Whatever it is, change, difference. I want to get things moving. I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to break down fears and barriers and things that are holding me back, mental barriers. And I'm excited about this. So I think this is going to be a place. First and foremost, I'm going to be surrounded by, again, what I was saying to you earlier about that pack of lions, people who are, serious about momentum and moving forward and, breaking out of whatever it is that they're in now, instead of, continuing to put up the shell and put up the barrier and just, be content with where they are. I'm excited about just being in the room with people like that. I'm excited about networking and connecting with different people. And the introvert in me, I think that's where the anxiety is coming from. The introvert in me is kind of just like, but I want to kind of like force myself to get out of that zone for a minute. I can revert to being the introvert when I get back, but for the next few days, like I want to connect with people who are sort of in the same state of mind, who are just like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to walk on fire and, just completely get out of my comfort zone and do something different and see a change and, build something amazing. So I'm excited about this event. Like I said, not something that I've ever done before. Thankfully, an Avon friend is coming with me. So we're going to be going together and I'll have a familiar face there. So it's not like I'm going all by myself, which I don't know if, I'm all excited about this, but I don't know if I could do it alone. So, it's always good to have, that's why it's good to have partners, business partners, people who are, again, are on the same page as you, who, it's nice when you find people who are in the same season as you that you can walk with. And I'm always so thankful that a lot of times in my life when I'm going through these situations, there are people that I can kind of look to. And the people change for different seasons and for different reasons. But, I'm always so thankful that God has put amazing people in my life, other women of God, other business people, other passionate people, other and other sources of inspiration that I could turn to or look to, or say, hey, kind of going through some stuff. Can you give me some like clarity here just to share? So that's also one of the reasons that I encourage you guys to get connected. When you're out there on your own, you're like the sheep who I don't know what's with the animal analogies today, guys, but here's another one for you. But it's like the sheep or the deer, gazelle, whatever, the prey. If there's an injured one or if there's one that kind of strays away from the pack, that's the one that the hunters pounce on. Why? Because they're alone. They're defenseless. They don't have their bros and their homies and the girlfriends to surround them and get around them to protect them. And that's why it's so important for us to be in community, with whatever our groups are, but to surround ourselves again with other people who will be there to support us, not bring us down, to encourage us, not push us backwards, and to, that we could share what we're going through with and get positive feedback and encouragement outside of just the, yeah, negative, 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 because we have that too. But it's really good, and I encourage you guys. Now it's even easier. You can get on the Avon USA reps page. Almost every single representative has a group page out there. We do these live streams on Tuesdays because it's an opportunity for you guys to chat with each other in the chat box, to chat with me. I try to get that conversation going so that we could share and learn and grow from each other. But sometimes, like, even on the side, to message each other. I have met some amazing representatives along this Avon journey who I've been able to connect with, and sometimes just check in on each other, like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? We do this with incentives, like, how are you going? How are you tracking? Because it keeps you motivated, it keeps you going. Because there are going to be rough patches, there are going to be tough times, there are going to be dark times, times where you can't even see the light. So to have someone there to say, no, 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 keep going. The light is just at the end of the tunnel. You're almost there. I am walking with you. It means so much. So go surround yourself with other awesome people. And it might take breaking out of your current friend zone. I've had friends who've shared with me moments in their life where they were getting ready to make that breakthrough into becoming something better, be it going off to college or getting the degree in something, um, not even just architecture, but, or, working in the Avon business. I mean, just people that I know, and they had their family, their friends kind of turn their back on them, shun them, beat up on them. And it's like, I'm trying to do something good for my life here. And now you decide to be unsupportive. But there are some people who just can't. They're so regressed in their negativity. I don't know if that sentence even makes sense, but they're so deep in their negativity and their disbelief and their, darkness, that when you go for the light, it shakes their lifestyle, and they can't even be around you when you're going for better, because they're just not mentally there yet. So sometimes it takes breaking away from those people, and it's hard, but that's why it's great to have other people that are kind of on that path or there to kind of help you make that transition. So I'm looking forward to this week to meet new people, connect with others, just to experience something different, and kind of break through the mold, the habits, the systems, the things that I've been doing for so long. Sometimes it's good to kind of like break it up, what you've always been doing, or when you've been doing the same thing, you find yourself getting into those sort of monotonous um, rituals and circles, to just break it up, do something to kind of wake yourself up and say, okay, wait, what's happening here? Let me evaluate and then move forward from here. And decide, where I want to go. Maybe I've just been spinning on the wheel for so long that I've gotten used to being on the wheel that I forgot that the wheel wasn't even there. I'm just walking and I don't even know where I'm going. So it's nice to kind of have someone shake the wheel, give you an opportunity to get off and say, okay, wait, no, what am I doing here? So looking forward to all of that this weekend. Looking forward to coming back inspired. I've been told, shout out to Miss Orinthia, who is awesome. But she told me, be prepared, take a lot of notes. I'm going to need to mentally unpack, and I will probably be unpacking here with you guys. I've already started. It's funny. Again, I was sharing with another friend of mine, Miss Ileana. Shout out to Ileana. Um, that sometimes I feel like there are moments in my life, we call them like seasons, where like for that time frame you're just hearing the same things, you're kind of encouraged to move through. And I feel like I am, even outside of this event, I feel like the last few weeks have been like constant reminders, like, okay, no, change, do something different, no, wake up, get out of that, you got to do better than that, move on, let's get going, get like just change, and good change, and moving forward type of change. And I don't know, I just feel really excited about what's to come. So that was an that's kind of my talk for today. It's sort of a win that's been happening overall. It's hard to separate tonight's topic of discussion. The things that I shared with you early on were wins that I'm celebrating, but my wins are also based out of that sort of mindset shift that I've been going through. And like I said, it's a little intimidating and a little like nerve wracking, but it's also really exciting to see, to kind of stand on the edge of where I am now and kind of look out and say, okay, I don't know what's coming next, but I'm excited about it, if that makes sense. Hopefully it's good things. Um, Fingers crossed. And hopefully it's movement, but hopefully it's momentum. And Craig always says you create your own momentum. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to, I'm trying to take these little steps to getting my momentum. And sometimes, to be honest with you, it's frustrating because I feel like I'm moving forward. I'm doing the stuff, like I'm doing things, but I feel like I just can't get that momentum. But I feel like I'm starting to gain some traction. Like the growth isn't happening in necessarily tangible ways, but I still feel it. And sometimes a lot of girls will tell me, don't look at the numbers, just don't focus on the exact numbers. Kind of know that the growth is there. Shout out to Malaga. She's another one. I'm calling out everybody tonight. All these are the people I bounce ideas off of and who inspire me when I'm feeling like Um, so again, the importance of community. But sometimes she says, don't focus on the fact that the numbers aren't moving the way that you want them to. Just focus on doing what needs to be done, and focus on continuing to do it. Eventually, the numbers will reflect your forward movement. But if you get so distracted by the numbers, then you'll lose that momentum. And Millie, sometimes you're telling me, and I'm just like, but the numbers. But like, I hear you. I know what you're saying. We're working on it. We're gonna make this happen. So that is my talk for tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging with me, and I am looking forward to coming back next week. That is not Thanksgiving week, no, right? Whew. So I will be back here next week, 8 p.m. live on this channel. So be sure to subscribe. Just click on my little face over here in the corner. Click subscribe, and then anytime that I do a live video, you will be alerted to it. And also subscribe to my Facebook page, Avon by Georgiana. I do try to put a little post before I go live in the evening so that you can see that I'm up. And this video will be recorded. I will post the replay to my Facebook page as well. So multiple ways for you to stay in touch and join me next time. Also, be ready with your wins for the week. We are in holiday season. I think too, fall is usually that's, real season, like temporal winter, spring, summer, fall season. It's also a season of change. We're transitioning from summer to winter. Fall is an interesting time for me because I always feel like usually like the plants are dying, you've done the harvest, the leaves are starting to fall, but I always feel like fall is one of those stages where even though you're transitioning to winter when things are normally dead, I feel like fall is still a good time for planting seeds. Um, you know, Especially in our business, the holidays are a peak time, and then January, February, it's New Year's, it's prime time, people are fresh, and they're doing something new. Hashtag new year, new you. So fall for me is sort of like the preparation for that. So it's weird because in the summer, in real life, we plant seeds to harvest in fall so that we have food to eat for the winter. But I feel like, in the summer and in fall, we're sort of still planting the seeds so that we could reap in the winter, and then we could, keep that momentum going for January and February, and then kind of roll us into March. So that was something that I sort of had to work on my mindset for, because for a long time, be it in Avon or architecture, a lot of people would say, oh, January, February, actually December, January, and February, those are dead times. Nothing is happening. There's no construction in the architecture world, and there are no sales in the sales world. And I've had to break out of that too and just say, you know what? No, that's my harvest time. That's when I start to call back on the seeds that I planted in the fall. And I found, even just by changing that outlook, that I January and February don't seem as dark. They don't seem as lifeless as they used to be. So gotta change your mindset. Gotta get yourself around people who are looking at things differently than you normally do. If you find yourself in that state of mind, break out of it. Get around some awesome, positive, like real positive, not fake positive. I'm New York. I know the fake positive. Just uh, what's it? I call it as I see it, or there's a phrase: game recognized game, real recognized real, something like that. But anyway, guys, that is my chat for tonight. Hope you grab some inspiration from this, that you learn and grow at my expense. But it's no loss to me. I love sharing with you guys. Hashtag paying it forward for all the people who have shared with me and helped me get through those times. So I hope that you guys come through those times stronger on the other end, and that you push through, persevere, do not quit. We are not quitters. We are ants. We do not give up. Trust me, I've killed ants, and they're still like, uh, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending time with me. I will be back next week, Tuesday. Looking forward to chatting with all of you and hearing your wins for the week. Have a great evening. Bye.